All right, guys. Well, we stopped the screen share there. We are recording. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get that out of my way here. So everybody, we might get a little interrupted there. However, I am here with the South Dakota Ghostbusters. I have got a lot of people. I've got Wayne, Ken, Lee, Brandon. I've got Paxton. I've got Brian. You guys, there's so much to talk about when it comes to the South Dakota Ghostbusters. But first off here for you guys, how the heck are you? How's everybody feeling today?
Good. I'm doing good. I think everybody else is doing good.
Doing all right. Doing great.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, you guys, I've had conversations with Brandon in the past, and you guys have been such a contributor to SiouxperCon that we couldn't even do like our online convention without you guys. When I wanted to do a live panel with everybody, you guys were the first people that I thought about. So, you know, just like any of our other live panels, if you guys have seen any of this, you guys may. You guys will want to ask your questions. Make sure to submit that over to the Ghostbusters. This is a get to know you. We are sponsored by Black Hills Federal Credit Union and by one of the gentlemen in here right now. And since he's in the room, Ken, you T and Tax are one of our biggest sponsors. You wanna tell us a little bit about T and Tax?
Yeah, we're a tax office, full tax services, bookkeeping, payroll, everything. And we're proud to sponsor SiouxperCon. We love what you do, and we love the charities you support.
Well, thank you. Right, Ken, we really couldn't do it without you. I mean, I've told this story on a few podcasts this week, but when you sent me the message that you wanted to sponsor the online event, I just started bawling. Like, I was in such a weird place that day with canceling the convention and everything like that. I just started bawling. So Ken, like you moved me to tears, and I'm happy that you were able to be a part of this here. But we are here with the South Dakota Ghostbusters today. Who wants to go first? Like, tell me if you were to tell somebody what the South Dakota Ghostbusters were, and they had no idea what you did, what would you tell them?
Well, I guess we're considered a cosplay charity group. We're a little bit different than most cosplay groups like the 501st or Heroes and Villains because we don't really dress up as specific characters. We dress up as ourselves, and so it's our name badge on our uniforms. And so I think we take it a little more personal because it's really us and ourselves out there, as opposed to we're not behind a mask.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So Brandon, were you the one who kind of started the South Dakota Ghostbusters, or did you take it over from? No, okay. What did that kind of look like when you were trying to get it put together?
Well, basically it started for me in 1984 when I saw the first movie. I've been a huge fan my entire life, and I had heard rumblings online that there were different Ghostbuster groups that were doing different charity work type things. And so I just started a Facebook page just to see if I could get any interest in it at all. And I think in 2014, I think is when I put the Facebook page up.
Okay.
And it sat pretty much dormant, and it was just pretty much me up until 2016 when the movie came out.
Okay.
And so when Ghostbusters Answer the Call came out, there was also a Ghostbusters documentary that came out on Netflix at the same time. And one of the things they mentioned is that there's a Ghostbusters group in every state. And there's actually, most states have multiple Ghostbuster groups. So people started looking to see if South Dakota had one. And so I think one of the first people that found me was Lee from our group. And then, yeah, we just started adding members from there, and people wanted to do something. And so we went and did the Halloween parade thing, and with the roller dolls. And
was it the zombie walk?
Yeah, the zombie walk.
Yep.
And so, yeah, we had a bunch of people show up for that, and I got to thinking, I'm like, yeah, I think I can actually do something here, and so that's how we got started.
That's awesome. Lee, you were the first person to reach out to Brandon. So what excited you about getting to be a part of South Dakota's Ghostbusters troupe?
Well, like Brandon said, I grew up with Ghostbusters. I've loved it ever since day one. I mean, what kid doesn't want to be a Ghostbuster?
That's
Brandon
right.
gave me the opportunity, and I ran with it and said, "Hey, is this legit?" And he said, "Yeah, it's something that's starting, and let's see what happens." So I kind of just ran with it, and it's been fun ever since. I mean, we've grown, and it's been great.
That's very cool. Well, and Brandon, are we getting a little bit of I think we got a little interruption here, guys. I'm sorry. But Brandon, you described it as a charity cosplay group. Can you maybe elaborate a little bit about that, or if anybody else wants to elaborate?
Well, so basically, we go to different events. Like we did the the teddy bear den.
Oh, okay. I love
We
the
did fundraiser for them. We've done them a couple times. We've just done different charities have asked us to just show up, and so we show up. We don't charge anything for what we do. A lot of times we do a prize wheel, and we take it's like for $1 donation you can spin the prize wheel, and all those items are donated from our group, from members of our group, and then all the money that we bring in, we donate it back to a charity. We did like free comic book day. We raised money and donated back to the comic book store, which then they donated to Ian's Thumbs Up.
Oh, cool.
And so we do a lot of things like that. And like right now, we're doing online fundraising for Feeding South Dakota on our Facebook page. And then we did, earlier in the year, we did fundraising on our Facebook page for St. Baldrick.
Very nice, you guys. Well, that's really cool to see that you guys are, you're not charging anything, and boy, do we know that at SuperCon.
Yeah, no, we've never charged. We never plan to charge. We don't have sponsors. Everything we do comes out of our own pockets, and that includes our uniforms, all of our equipment. It's all volunteer time, and yeah.
Very nice, very nice. Well, I want to hear from a few of you other guys here. So, maybe I'll start from what my screen looks like. Wayne, if you don't mind going first, tell me a little bit about how you got involved with the South Dakota Ghostbusters.
For the most part, as with most other people, I've been a big fan of Ghostbusters pretty much ever since I can remember. And then I was visiting some friends in Sioux Falls at Halloween time, and it's like, well, I've just had the uniforms kind of just for Halloween, just for my own purposes. And it's like, well, it's only $3 to enter, might as well go and have fun, go walk in the parade. And met up with this was like about, I think, 2016, 2017. Actually found the South Dakota Ghostbusters who were there, and they invited me to go ahead and join them in the parade. And the following January, I just went ahead and signed up and became a member. So, yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
Yep.
Well, what about Paxton? Paxton, how did you get involved?
So I moved back to Sioux Falls, and I watched Answer the Call back in 2016, and I was kind of looking to see if there was a South Dakota Ghostbusters group. And I actually looked for Sioux Falls at first, and then I couldn't find nothing. And so I even thought about like making my own group, but then I luckily found South Dakota Ghostbusters. I had really no idea how to do that. And so then I just talked to Brandon. He told me if I can get some stuff together, I could join him for one of the first charities. It was that teddy bear, and so I just came up dressed up, and I was like, "Is this okay?" And he's like, "Yep, that's perfect." And I joined the next year a full member, and I've been every single event. I don't think I missed one since I joined.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, as he's coughing, I'm going to have Ken go next here. Like, Ken, what did your involvement look like?
Well, a year ago, I was coming to SuperCon, and we decided through our business to actually sponsor them. But I had seen the group about a year before, and I'd been following them on Facebook. And I just, a year before that, I went through chemo for cancer. So I went through kind of like almost a midlife crisis. I started devoting my time to charities and my inner geek. So I went back to comics and helping children or whatever. And to me, that's what the South Dakota Ghostbusters and the other charity cosplay groups are about, is helping other people and bringing brightness to children's lives. And, you know, and to me, it isn't even about the money we raise, which is good. But when you see the smile on a kid's face when they meet a real, or what they think is a real Ghostbuster, you can't beat that feeling. I mean, you honestly can't. And that's even the other day I was at a gas station, not even in suit, I just had this mask on. You know? Because you got to mask up these days.
Of course.
But a little kid, he couldn't have been more than 4, was like, "Daddy, look, Ghostbuster." You know, just that type of thing is cool, especially with the young kid. You didn't even know they would know about Ghostbusters.
Right.
These kids do. And that's kind of, so I joined up with them a year ago and been geeking out, actually I'm working on 2 different proton packs right now. And so, yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And Brian, I don't think we have heard from you yet. Brian, tell us about how you got involved with the Ghostbusters.
Well, I had seen the Netflix documentary Ghost Heads, and we decided, you know, my fiance actually looked up to see if there was anything nearby, and she happened to find our South Dakota Ghostbusters page, and I started following that, and I talked to Brandon, and you know, because at the time, I really didn't have the funds for doing my own uniform, pack, and whatnot. And so we talked about, you know, different characters from, you know, the Ghostbusters realm. And I decided to do my take on Janine from the original movies.
Okay.
So I was the team's receptionist for the longest time. And just recently, I have come from out behind the desk. I am now out in the field with everyone with my new uniform. I am the first South Dakota kilted Ghostbuster.
It's amazing. Tell us about that.
Well, it's basically just, you know, khaki colored kilt. You know, I've got, you know, our logo on that and on the shirt as well, different patches and pins and such. But I just felt like, you know, something different, but it's still Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you know, with us trying to help, you know, raise awareness for different charities, you know, I think that's a great thing. I also belong to another group here in town that helps raise money for charity, Falls Facial Hair Foundation.
Very nice.
We do facial hair competitions in the summer. We actually just had a mini one in July because we weren't sure if we were going to have one this year because of COVID going on, but we still had just a small one, and we still did pretty well for the charity that we were going with. And it's a lot of fun, and being with my fellow Ghostbusters, helping money for charity, you know, raise money for charity is also very fun as well. You know, just seeing everyone's reactions to seeing us.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, and I remember, so I've talked about this a little bit, but my start with SuperCon was actually as a vendor. And I remember rolling in, I think it was year 2, and I saw the Ecto sitting outside when we were at the hotel. And just that visceral, I'm not going to call it a visceral reaction, but just that gut reaction that you have just as it's coming in. So I want to talk about that here. Where is the Ecto right now? Where are you?
The Ecto is in my garage right now.
Okay.
The Ecto has not seen much action this year.
Okay.
Let's see. So we bought her it would have been 2016. Everything just kind of fell together that year in 2016.
Okay.
I'd been looking for a car, just basically for my own entertainment, and it came up on eBay, and so I bought it. It was a hearse that was in service. They trade in hearses, which I had no idea. And so I went down to Nebraska and picked it up and drove it home and started converting it into an Ecto-1. And I've been just adding things and putting different things on it ever since.
That's awesome. That's always like my favorite thing is when like I know how much work goes into that here as well, but whenever you see a kid just like with the finger out and pointing and everything, like that's my favorite part. One of my favorite parts about physical conventions, and not having the Ecto here is like one of the strangest feelings in the world to me.
That car gets so much attention. It is ridiculous. It's actually nearly impossible to drive it in Sioux Falls.
Okay.
Because you can't turn. People want to take pictures of it and are in the turning lane taking a picture while you're trying to get over into the other lane.
Do you have any funny stories that go along with that? Anything that's come along with that?
So we had an event. I don't remember what was going on. We had an event, but we stopped. My wife and I stopped at a store, and so it was out in the parking lot. And so we went in the store and did our shopping, and then we came back out, and there was a married couple that were in full wedding dress, tuxedo, standing outside taking pictures with it.
That's awesome. Did you ever catch their names? Do we need to give them a shout out for
I never
for
did
their
catch
wedding?
their names. No, I don't know who it was.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about some of the things you guys mentioned. The teddy bear den, is that a regular thing for you guys, or was that kind of a one-time thing? I just want to hear more about your charity work.
So that was through Landscape Garden Center,
Okay.
and usually they pick a different charity every year. But the last 2 years they've been doing the teddy bear den.
Okay.
Has been the one that they've been choosing to pick. We just basically we show up, take pictures with kids, hand out stickers, hand out business cards. We just screw around, and have fun.
I think that's kind of why I kind of like this group is, we just show up, we, get dressed up, we have fun with the kids, and everything that we do is, all goes to a good cause. So it's like, it's like you show up for, 2-3 hours and whatever, and it doesn't seem to be that long, depending on weather, of course, sometimes.
Right.
But we found out very, very quickly that the jumpsuits are very, very warm in the summertime.
It was July. We helped out Gardens of the Children with Easter egg hunt that they delayed from April, and it was me, Brandon, and Paxton that were there. And it was middle of the day, blazing hot out, but we stuck it out. And it was just.
Well,
it was
you were
a good
fine.
time.
You were wearing a kilt, Brian.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's still, you're in the middle of the day in July, so it's still hot out anyways. But I mean, we stuck it out, and it's a good group of people too.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And that's it. The camaraderie between you guys is obviously very deep. I know, like, whenever I hear about you guys, like, communicating with each other, like, oh, so-and-so was in the group chat. No. Like, and it's really fun to hear that you guys have that more of a brotherhood within you guys. And you guys have women involved, so maybe I shouldn't call it a brotherhood. But you guys, I mean, it really is. It's a family thing for you guys. I mean, you guys are all seem like you're very, very close, and it's an awesome thing to see. So I want to hear, obviously this is a nerd convention, and I'm going to give you guys free reign to nerd out about Ghostbusters and your love for it. Whoever wants to start off, maybe, that way we get to hear a little bit about why you became so obsessed with the Ghostbusters and your love for it.
Well, I suppose I can go first.
There you go.
yeah, like I said, I saw the movie in 1984 when I was a kid, and I don't know, for some reason the movie just spoke to me. And you know, 5 years later, in 1989, they came out with Ghostbusters 2, and you know, I had as many of the toys that I could have as a kid, and you know, I wore the proton pack until it fell apart. I used to ride around on my bike with my proton pack. I grew up on a farm, and so we had a great big huge barn, and that was my firehouse. And so I actually had a rope that I would slide down from the hayloft to be my fire pole.
Nice.
So I've been doing this for a long time.
Before there were ever troops of it, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so yeah, it's just finally, I pretty much, you know, I was a casual fan through my later teen years and early 20s. And you know, I had a few Ghostbuster things, but not really. And then they put out the Ghostbusters video game
Okay.
on PlayStation 3, and I didn't even own a PlayStation 3. I bought it specifically to get the Ghostbusters game. And I decided that I'm like, well, I think I'm going to see if I can build a proton pack. And so I started collecting parts. And so I finished that, I think, in 2012. And once I had it all together, I wanted to have it done for Halloween that year, I guess. And so I got it all together. I didn't even have a jumpsuit yet. And so I just had a proton pack, and everybody thought, wow, this is really cool. And so, you know, I'm a kid with adult money. And so, and so, yeah, I've been, I think something's cool, I buy it or I make it. You know, I've got the Ecto 1 in the garage, but I've also got another hearse in the garage, so I own 2 hearses.
That's amazing.
And I own a 1975 Plymouth Fury. Also, I acquired this year, which I was going to turn into the Bluesmobile. So yeah, I collect stuff like that. I've got pop machines, arcade machines, you know, just all kinds of nerdy stuff like that. But yeah, Ghostbusters is my real passion. I think it's really fun to be able to do something like charity and incorporate something that you're really enthused about with that. I mean, to be honest, there's not a lot of things in the world that you get to incorporate your nerdy passions and do good for other people as well at the same time.
Right. That's really true. And, you know, speaking of kids with adult money, Ken, I want to hear your Ghostbusters backstory next.
Well, I saw the movie probably 3-4 times in the theater, plus once in the drive-in theater.
Nice.
So, I mean, that shows how. But my whole life, I loved Ghostbusters, but it really wasn't until I heard about the South, and I've always wanted to build a proton pack, but it wasn't until I heard that this group existed that I was like, wow, we can help kids and dress up like the Ghostbuster and not be treated weird because we're doing cosplays in adult. Because at that time, I still had some hangups about going in public dressed in cosplay.
Right.
I mean, that really is. I know some people who would love to do cosplay.
It's a tough hump to get over. It really is.
It is, and I had to get over that. I got over it big time. In fact, I'm planning a Transformers Ghostbusters crossover cosplay. So
I'll be there. So.
Yeah, and my other big thing right now is 3D printing. So I'm 3D printing the heck out of everything, including costumes. And
that's awesome.
And I'll show off one here, a Ghostbuster related one. My kid calls this a Canadian Slimer, because I haven't finished it yet. For any South Park fans, it's Canadian.
I got it. I got it right away.
But yeah, I mean, I like I said before, I just love the joy we bring to kids' faces, and the money we're able to bring forth.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to start with the second member of the group because I didn't get to talk to him much about him coming into the Ghostbusters. But Lee, tell me about your obsession with the Ghostbusters.
My obsession, like I say, it started back with the movies. I mean, back in high school and grade school, I was always considered not really the geek, but not really popular kid. I was just kind of there for everybody. And you know, when I saw the movie, first thing that came to my mind is, you know, hey, there's a bunch of guys that are grown-ups that, you know, they're not really the top dogs, but they're not really, you know, nobodies either, and everybody just loves them. And it kind of made me think, you know, well, if that can happen in a movie, granted it's just a movie, but still, if it can happen in a movie, why not in real life? It made me more passionate about the movie, more passionate about that. I've had some paranormal experiences back when I was younger as well. That kind of geared it a little bit more push for it. It's, I guess, been kind of my thing lately. I've had many types of people ask me, you know, well, do you ever feel weird putting on a suit and going out and, you know, people seeing you? And I look at them, I say, I'll tell you what, I've seen adults that look at you and they go, holy crap, that's so cool. This is, you know, something I've never thought I'd see, you know, in real life. And so it's, you know, like Ken said, it's great to see the kids' faces with the smiles and everything. But for me, it's just watching all these adults just like geek out hardcore that you wouldn't normally see geek out about stuff, you know, and how the movie itself, the franchise is so big that it pulls not just the fans of the movie, but just, you know, humanity in general. It just pulls everybody in because everybody relates to it and sees it. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, let's hear from Wayne next. What's your background with the not just South Dakota Ghostbusters, but Ghostbusters in general? What got you to Ghostbusters?
I'd actually say probably the cartoon series, The Real Ghostbusters, because when I was only
Thank
6
you.
months old when the original Ghostbusters movie was released. So, I think kind of more like the cartoon series back from the day, which when I heard about Time Life releasing it, it's like, okay, I have to get it because, you know, it comes in the collectible, you know, Firehouse box. But also then along with that, you know, the Kenner toys is, you know, I got, you know, Brendan mentioned, you know, his proton pack. I ended up with 2 proton packs, which I actually have in storage currently. One is losing its stickers. So yeah, I may have to find some reproduction stickers or something for that. But also I have, you know, I also had the slime blower, had some of the other equipment, you know, role play equipment for kids. And then I also ended up with the action figures and stuff. And yeah, so just, you know, and I'm kind of like with what a lot of people are saying is, you know, more or less kind of like never fully grew up or grew out of Ghostbusters. I mean, it's just, there's so much you can do with it. I mean, especially it's like, probably when I was a kid, it was like, ooh, proton pack, cool lights and stuff, sort of stuff. Makes things blow up.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Paxton, let's hear from you here, my friend. What is it about Ghostbusters for you?
Well, I'm not as old as these other guys, but I mean, I was
Called out,
right
guys.
now-
You
I
all
was-
got
yeah.
called out. Paxton called all of you out is what just happened.
But you know, I was growing up. My brother is older, so he, you know, he had some Ghostbusters stuff. He was more into like Star Wars, Star Trek. I started watching like older movies with Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd is one of my favorite actors, and you know, I watched like Blues Brothers, even Coneheads. You know, old Saturday Night Live. And then it was more of the 2016 movie that I saw that I didn't even know there was a Ghostheads movie until I joined this group. And so I watched the Answer the Call, And then that's when I kind of was looking around to see if there was a group. And I did go to a SuperCon. It was your guys' second year at the Ramkota. And that's where I saw the Echo outside. I'm like, oh my God, it's so cool. And then had the DeLorean inside, but they had it covered that day, so I was kind of mad about that. But by that, I saw Stay Puft outside. I think it was by the pool, and then checking it out. And that's what really got me into SuperCon too, is being a part of it, and then just SuperCon in general. So then I just joined the group. Like I said, I had nothing either. Kind of like Brian, I just I was asking Brandon, I was like, hey, what do I need to, be a part of this group? And he's just like, you can just get a suit and just show up. And I was like, well, I don't want to do that. I want to do something more. So I think Spirit Halloween came out with the Proton Pack, and then I found a flight suit that was kind of like a Dickies version of it, coveralls, and then I just threw a bunch of patches together, and then I just showed up for one of their first event at the Teddy Bear Den at the Landscape Gardens. That was the first event I ever did. I had no idea what to expect. I came in, and it was awesome. Just seeing at least, or I think Wyatt said it best, is just seeing the kids' faces and getting around, like walking around and seeing people like, oh, look, mommy, there's Ghostbusters, or, it's an awesome feeling.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Brian, what about you? What was it about Ghostbusters for you, sir?
I mean, I've dabbled in multiple fandoms. I mean,
I was gonna say my favorite piece of art is on your on your back wall.
I think I got that through Loot Crate one year.
Oh, nice. Nice.
But I mean, well, majority of my geek stuff is downstairs where my shrine is. But I mean, I've always enjoyed Ghostbusters. I was like 5 when the first movie came out. I don't remember ever seeing it in the theater, but I've seen it. I don't know how many times I've seen it, but I've seen both movies. I've seen all the movies. I mean, we all have multiple copies, I'm sure, of the movies, but I've always enjoyed, just the interaction between every one of them. How they joked around with each other, and that's one of the reasons. That's another thing I like about our group, is the fact that we can joke around with each other. We don't have just these strict rules, or you can't do this, can't do this. We have a little more flexibility, than certain groups have.
Because that's true. I mean, there are rules and requirements for a lot of other cosplay groups that maybe you don't have with the Ghostbusters, but
yeah,
the other cosplay groups, they make sure that their quality is up there too. So
yep.
Oh,
I mean, like my first Proton Pack, I actually got the Spirit Pack from Spirit Halloween, and our glorious leader was gracious enough to work on it for me, because I am better at destroying things than I am building. So if you need things destroyed, look me up.
I mean, DMs are open, is what I'm saying.
Demonic temples and whatnot. We'll definitely destroy that stuff for you.
That's amazing, bro. Well, that's awesome. Well, I want to ask the group in general, because obviously you have different cosplay troops in just about every state. You've got your 501st. You have got in South Dakota, we've got the South Dakota Heroes and Villains. What is it about Ghostbusters that you think draws somebody who might be more casual into becoming a more hardcore, like really kind of getting their hands dirty within the fandom of Ghostbusters?
I think our costuming requirements, as not being as harsh. I wouldn't say that it's cheaper to be a Ghostbuster, but you can get in the door pretty reasonably. I mean, a jumpsuit, a decent jumpsuit's under $100. Spirit Halloween makes a Proton Pack that's under $100. Actually, Hasbro just came out with this wand, and it was $99. It lights up, you know,
Nice.
it does all the sound effects and everything. And so you can get a pretty realistic outfit for not really a lot of money. And so, like, yeah, I think that makes a big difference. As we're like the 501st, you know, there's so many restrictions, and you have to go through a process to even, you know, become a member of the 501st.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think to recruit, you know, we have a lot easier time getting people in the group anyway to get them
Mhm.
started.
Mhm. Well, and I've always appreciated all the groups in 501st. I mean, they're there for a reason. They've got amazing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I really
Yeah.
love their stuff. But you're right. I mean, if you're kind of a novice cosplayer, 501st might be something that you work up to, but the Ghostbusters is something that you could maybe get involved with, especially if they're doing charity work like you guys. I think that's a really cool thing. But if somebody was interested in being in the South Dakota Ghostbusters, what would they do? How would they get involved?
Okay, so there's a couple ways to do this. We have our Facebook page, South Dakota Ghostbusters, and you can contact us through there. Also, we have our website, SouthDakotaGhostbusters.com. And when we first started out, like I said, I needed enough people to kind of get the ball rolling. And so I was kind of lax on getting people into the group. And so right now what we do is we have the rookie program. And so basically it's a program that allows a member to come into our group, kind of see what we're about. They don't have to have a costume right away, but they can come to events, see what we do, interact with us, and they don't have to pay any money, because we're a little bit different than some of the other groups. Inside our group, I kind of call it a pay-to-play group. We have a yearly due, and we pay. It's like $25, and what that allows us to do is to pay for like our banners. We have business cards, we have stickers, we have things that we hand out, and so it's to kind of recoup some of that, so that we're not constantly taking everything out of our own pockets to pay for all these events.
Yep, I get that. Well, that's awesome. I'm sorry.
Really easy to get into our group. Yeah, just contact us on our Facebook page. It's probably about the easiest way. It's usually me who responds, and I usually respond within a few minutes.
Oh,
So,
yeah. When I joined, it was instantly he responded back to me.
That's awesome. Real quick, we do have a question for you here, Brandon, from John Runyon. He says, Brandon, your room background is epic. What is your favorite Ghostbuster item or decoration on display in your awesome room there?
Well, this back here, I'm going to call this Ghostbusters headquarters R&D. This is where I work on all my projects. Like we said, I build and modify and do a lot of the work on the proton packs for my personal self and for members of our group. Obviously, I think probably my most favorite thing is the actual proton pack that is sitting back here. I built that 2 years ago. It is all fiberglass and aluminum, and it was very, very expensive, but you have to buy each part individually and piece it together. There's not one source for any of these parts. And so like that, and then the Ghostbusters sign down below there, that lights up. It's lighted on both sides. I just got that earlier this year.
Nice. Does anybody else have anything within an arm's reach that maybe they're very proud of within their Ghostbusters fandom? Because I love seeing people's nerd caves and things like that.
Here's my proton pack. That's one of my proton packs.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Actually, all my stuff behind me is right there.
I have my stuff, unfortunately, kind of spread out among different locations. So what I actually have behind me is my Spirit Halloween pack, the Hasbro Neutrona wand, and actually over here on my on my other shoulder are the two Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 board games that I supported on Kickstarter.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice. I've played the Ghostbusters 1 board game, and that was another friend of mine did the Kickstarter and got all the extra figures and everything like that with it, and it's a lot of fun.
Yes. I did not get all the extra figures with Ghostbusters 1. I did spend a little bit more money and got more of the extras on Ghostbusters 2, though.
Nice. Anybody else got something they want to share? Just speak up.
Yeah, one more 3D print. This is my favorite now for Ghostbusters. A Slimer Buddha.
Love it, Ken.
Yeah, if you join the group, you'll see Ken posting all his 3D Buddhas.
I do a lot of Buddhas.
And he does a lot of Buddhas.
Yeah.
But also, kind of on the same note, is yes, it is. I'm finding out this year it is not cheap to build a proton pack. Yeah, to get all the parts and stuff. Fortunately, I'm not quite going quite as detailed as Brandon, but it's still going to be fairly nice. I have some coworkers and friends here who have volunteered to help manufacture it. It's going to be fiberglass shell, 3D printed parts and stuff. So
That's awesome. That's awesome,
Yeah,
you guys.
even the Spirit Halloween, if you upgrade it, it's pretty spendy to actually put like electronics in it and stuff like that. You can easily go over a few $100 just to upgrade stuff. Like Wyatt said, if you go full proton pack, or even like Brandon, those things get quite spendy.
I was gonna say, is Brandon turning something on? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you just turn it. This is actually like a one-on-one scale proton pack.
Yeah, this is probably about as close to the movie prop as you can get. I've been working on this one. I just upgraded the wand, and it needs to be painted. But yeah, it does on and off sounds. It's got different lights that light up. And most of these parts are all metal. Yeah, this is hours and hours and hours of work.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But yeah, but this, like I said, this is just some of my, I've got the helmet, I've got trap, yeah, all kinds of stuff.
That's awesome.
And if you ever do want to go online on like Facebook and that, there's a bunch of groups that will help you like build the pack, or Brandon will help you out.
there even instruction.
I'm very, very knowledgeable about proton packs. I've done tons and tons of research over the years, so I unfortunately, like I said, we're all a bunch of big nerds, and so like I have nothing better to do and look at pictures, different proton packs, and try to figure out how to make them and recreate them.
Let's be honest. We probably do have something better to do, but we choose to. We choose not to do those things. So I real quick, I just want to touch on this because with this big of a group, our time has flown by. We want to do this, but obviously 2020 has been a struggle for everyone. But how has that affected the South Dakota Ghostbusters, and what are you guys doing in the meantime while everything's going on in the midst of the pandemic?
So basically, we tried to do some events early on, and it became very obvious that this just is not going to work. There's just too many challenges to keep our people safe and keep the public safe, and so after that, I basically said, well, I think we're going to cancel all events for the rest of the year. We're going to see what next year, what happens. If anything, majorly changes. Unfortunately, I don't think that there's going to be any quick changes. This is going to be for the long term.
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes it very difficult for us as a group really go out. And I personally, I think it's irresponsible right now to go out, even with a mask on. Some of these group members of mine, I haven't seen for a long time. We do Zoom meetings every month just to stay in touch because, yeah, it's not safe out there.
Right. Right. No, it's been a tough year. And I'm glad that you guys are taking the time and everything like that. And obviously, when we get past this, we'll all have our physical conventions. We'll be able to nerd out about everything that we possibly can. But if you were hoping to get involved these days, what kinds of things are you guys working on right now while everybody's kind of at home?
We are actively doing online fundraising. Like I said, our Facebook page right now, we're fundraising for Feeding South Dakota. It's on the top of our Facebook page, pinned post to donate to Feeding South Dakota. I plan to just keep doing online fundraisers as much as I possibly can, just because, yeah, we just can't be out in the public.
Forget to mention the hand washing video.
The hand washing video?
Yeah, I forgot about. We did back in was it April or May? We did a hand washing video to promote people to wash their hands and wear masks. And so yeah, we shared that, and so that's just a way to to keep ourselves active and entertained. Because yeah, like we really haven't suited up much at all this year, and going forward, yeah, I don't know what it's going to be like in the next few months and years. So yeah, we just kind of play it by ear, and we're just like everybody else. Take it one day at a time.
So I guess that's kind of one thing I'm looking forward to is when this kind of all blows over, I'm actually taking this time and building my proton pack. So when this is all over, I look forward to, joining up and, because, the group's going to enjoy it, and then of course we'll pick it apart and, say, well, here's what you could have done differently, but.
You mean Brandon.
Well, yeah, I mean, for the most part, I'm having fun building it. So, and it's my proton pack. And I guess that's kind of another thing is, everything's, with this group, it's kind of like, okay, so everyone has slightly different, a slightly different flight suit, with different, badges and buttons and stuff. And I just kind of look at it, okay, so everyone has their own abilities of what they can construct and whatnot. So everyone kind of has their own personalized proton pack.
That's awesome.
And that's our group is very much like that. It started out, it was just me, and it's grown so much far beyond that. I like to stand back and just let them do what they do. Like at SuperCon, we have the wheel, and sometimes I just like stand back, let them run the wheel, and just kind of enjoy the events.
Well, and you guys have always done, you've done a ton of work with us as well, with going to parades and everything like that. And you guys have always been a part of the fabric of SuperCon, and we really, really appreciate all the work you guys are doing, will continue to do, and what you've done in the past for us. And you know what? I'll give everybody the floor here for us. Anybody have any final thoughts on being a South Dakota Ghostbuster?
It rocks.
Yeah.
You rock, Ken. That's awesome.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to join. Just, talk to Brandon, get some stuff thrown together, and join us if this ever blows over,
Yeah.
Hopefully soon, but.
It's, you get to get together, have, with a group of people, have fun, and just help out, help raise money for good causes. I mean, there's not
we're
much more than
always
that.
looking for a new good charity to help support. So if there's any charities out there that think we're a good fit for them, don't be afraid to contact us.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys very, very much for joining us here today. Again, this was the South Dakota Ghostbusters. We had a great conversation. I'm so happy that you guys were a part of this year. I'm glad we were able to do this, guys. I mean, this is something that I think every time that there's something going on at the South Dakota Ghostbusters at SuperCon, I'm always in charge of something else. So, I'm very happy that I got a chance to actually sit down with all of you guys. Thank you for all the work that you've done for us in the past, and will continue to do this. And really, we're going to get through this together. And as our board director said yesterday when we were, I guess I'll say today because that's when it aired, but when we had our opening ceremony, I recorded, if we couldn't get Ghostbusters Afterlife, at least we got the South Dakota Ghostbusters this year, and that's what we need. So we're gonna let everybody go. Make sure to keep following here for you. And we got one last comment here for you. You said being a South Dakota Ghostbusters member is amazing. We're ready to believe you. To believe you is what Dominic said. So. I'm excited to have you guys. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll have more live panels. The last one for today will be the the Sioux Falls Nerfers will be coming up. Thank you for joining us for all of us. My name is Charlie Eccles. This has been the South Dakota Ghostbusters.